So I'm going to show you how to do this Cloud9 Waves blanket. I've done 8 sets of my 14 stitches. So you're going to do an even number of your repetitions of 14. Now I am using the Cloud9, the King Cole. This one is Aqua Skies. It's shade number 5442. This is one of King Cole's new yarns. I'm also going to use just a King Cole DK white, just a white one. This is this DK Baby Safe. So this is that one. It's a DK Baby Safe. DK is a double knitting. DK is a double knitting, that's a weight 3, and so is the Cloud9. The Cloud9 is a weight 3. I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, I'm making this one for a friend of mine who's having a little grandson, a new little grandson. So I'm still working on that one. And we're going to do sets of 14, an even number. I'm just going to do a small sample. Leave a tail in case you don't do your stitch count right. If you forget, so leave a tail, you can always add some extra stitches. If you've got too many, you can always just pick them out. So we're going to do 14, sets of 14. I'm going to do 4 sets just for my sample. So I've got 4 sets of 14 and I'm going to add an extra 2 stitches, an extra 2 stitches. I'm going to go into the 4th stitch, count 1, 2, 3 and 4. So when you do this pattern, you'll have 2 stitches at the end, at the beginning, and you'll have 2 stitches at the end together on each row. So I'm going to work 4 stitches along. These are UK treble crochets, and if you're in the USA, they're double crochets for you. So into the next stitch, and do 1, into the next one, that's 2, into the next one is 3, and into the next one is 4. So we've got our 2 stitches together, that chain becomes a stitch. So we've got 2 together and then 1, 2, 3 and 4. In between each decrease and increase, you'll have 4 stitches in between. So we're going to decrease over the next 4 stitches. So yarn over and into the stitch, pull through, yarn over and keep it on the hook. We're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over into the next one, pull through and keep it on the hook. So we've got 3 loops on the hook. So we're going to decrease them together, pull them together, and we're going to do it again. Every time we decrease and increase, we'll be doing it twice. So into the next stitch, keep it on your hook, and then into the next stitch, keep it on your hook. We've got 3 loops, yarn over and through the 3 loops. Then we're going to do 4 treble crochets along. That's double crochets if you're in the USA. So 1 into the next stitch, 1 into the next one's 2, then 3, and 1 into the next one is 4. And we've got our first little valley done. So now we're going to increase on the next 2 stitches. So into the next stitch, you're going to put 2, 1 and 2 into the same stitch. And into the next one, you'll increase by 2, put 1 and 2 into the same stitch. So we've done a little valley and a little hill. We'll work 4 down and we'll do our decrease again. So work 4 stitches, 1 into the next one, 2, 1 into the next one is 3, and then 4. Then we're going to do our decreases over the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, keep it on the hook, yarn over into the next stitch, and then yarn over and pull through. So we've worked those 2 together, and do it again. 1, keep it on the hook, and 2, yarn over and pull them all together. Then work 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll do our increase. So 2 into this stitch, 1 and 2 into the same stitch, then 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and work your way along like that with your sets of 14. So into the next stitch, keep it on the hook, into the next one, and pull through. That's your last decrease done, and we should have 4 stitches left, 5 stitches left. So we're going to do our 4 stitches down, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I've got 1 stitch left. If you've got more than 1 left, just pick them out so you've only got 1. If you don't have enough, use the tail and you can add some stitches in. All you have to do is go through your last stitch, use your tail, and you can make some more stitches if you need to. So I've got a messy stitch here. So into my last stitch, I'm going to put 2 stitches into my last stitch. So I've got my last decreases and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches and then 2 into my last stitch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that up and I'm going to cut my yarn off. So the reason I'm cutting the yarn off is because we're going to do 2 rows in my contrasting yarn. I'm going to catch that loop. So I'm on my last 2 loops like this. Take my new yarn and pull it through those 2 loops, and I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work around and I'm going to bring those tails with me. I'm going to work the tails in so I don't need to sew them. So into my very first stitch that's down here, I've done a chain 1. Into the very first stitch, you're going to put 2 UK double crochets. These are single crochets if you're in the USA. So 1 and 2. And I'm working around those little tails. Then I'm going to work 4 down. So at the beginning and at the end, you'll always have 2 stitches in the same stitch. So we're going to work 4 down. 1, 2, work the tail in, 3, I'll just wrap that around there and work it in. Bit fiddly, but it's better than sewing it. And 4. Now I'm going to work, I'll cut my tails off. Should be enough to hold them in there. Saves you for sewing them, you only need to sew this one in. So we're going to do our 2 together stitches. We're going to do our decreasing. So into the next stitch and pull 1 through. and into the next stitch and pull it through. We're only doing loops because it's only a double crochet or a single if you're in the USA. So yarn over and pull through those 3 loops and do it again and pull a loop through and into the next one and pull a loop through. Yarn over and pull through the 3 loops. Now we're going to do our 4 double crochets or 4 singles if you're in the USA. So that's 3 and one more is 4. Now into the top here you're going to put 2 into this stitch, 1 and 2, and do your increase, 2 into the next stitch. Just like we did on the bottom row, this time we're using a different stitch. So work 4 down, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to do a decrease again. So pull your yarn through so you've got 1 loop, and pull your yarn through so you've got 1 loop. Remember, these are smaller stitches, so we'll only use 1 loop and pull through. And the same again, do it twice, 1 and 2, and pull them through. And then do 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then your increase. So we've done our decrease and we're going to do our increase. So 2 into that stitch and 2 into the next one, 1 and 2. Then work 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to do our decrease. So pull through and pull through the next stitch, yarn over and through the 3 loops, through the next stitch, pull a loop, through the next stitch, pull a loop, and pull through the 3 stitches. Then work 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then do your increases. 2 into this stitch, 1 and 2, and 2 into this stitch, 1 and 2. Now work 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll do that all along your length, and when you're at the last lot it'll be a decrease. So pull a loop through into the next stitch, pull a loop through, pull through the 3 loops, do your last one, 1 and 2, and pull through, and you should have 5 stitches left. So we're going to do our 4 stitches along, 1 into the next one's 2, 1 into the next one's 3, 1 into the next one is 4, and into the top of that little chain you're going to put 2 into the top of there, 1 and 2. And I'm going to keep this colour of yarn on. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 and turn. Now I'm going to copy row 1 again in the top of here. So into the very first stitch put 1 more stitch. So that chain is your first stitch and that's your second one. So we're going to work 4 along. So we're going to use UK trebles in this row. That's doubles if you're in the USA. So 1 into the next stitch, that's 1. 1 into the next one, that's 2. 1 into the next one, that's 3. And 1 into the next one, that's 4. Now we're going to do that decrease. We're going to work 2 together. So yarn over, it's a bigger stitch, and through. Keep the stitch on the hook and do another one. Then pull through your 3 loops and do it again. Pull through, keep it on the hook, do the next one, keep it on the hook and pull through and work 4 up. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we're going to increase 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2, and 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2. Then work 4 down, 1, 2, 3, whoops, and 4. Then we're going to do a decrease over the next 4 stitches. So yarn over into the next one, keep it on the hook, yarn over into the next stitch, keep it on the hook, yarn over and pull through the 3 loops, and do it again, 1, 2, 3 loops and pull through. Work 4 stitches up, 1. So I'm on the last section and I'm on a decrease. So pull through. Oops. So keep it on the hook, that's 1. Into the next one. Got 3 loops, pull through and do my next decrease. 1 and 2. 3 loops, pull them through, and we should have 4 stitches to do going down and plus 1 on the end. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And into my last stitch, I'm going to put 2 into my last stitch. So 1, I'm not going to complete this one. Keep the 2 loops on and cut your yarn. So I'm going to pull my white through those 2 loops. Keep my 2 tails together. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to do that white round again. Turn my work around. Take my 2 tails. We're going to stitch the tails in. So yarn over and put 1 more into that first stitch. We'll always start with 2 stitches and finish with 2. So I'm going to work my 4 down. We're back on UK treble crochets, that's USA doubles. We're going to do 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm wrapping in my tails as I go along. Just wrap them in. Pull my yarn through. Pull my yarn through. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 1 more's 4. I'm going to cut my tails. And I'm going to do my decreases. So yarn over and through the first stitch. Keep it on the hook. Keep it on the hook through the 3 loops and do that again. Keep it on the hook, yarn over, through the next one, 3 loops and pull through. Then we're going to do 4 up and an increase, 4 down and then our 2 decreases, 4 up, our 2 increases, 4 down, our 2 decreases, up, increase, down, do a decrease, 4 stitches and finish with 2 in the end. And when you turn and you'll do your colour back again and you'll do the small row. So the way I've done that is to give it a little bit of texture. That little double crochet row or single crochet if you're in the USA gives it a nice bit of texture. And it gives it that little bit extra colour as well in your blanket. And that's what you'll continue to do. Just rewind the video and just follow along. You do a UK treble crochet row, then a UK double crochet row, and then a UK treble crochet row. Then go back to your white, a UK treble crochet row, cut your yarn, and then put your other colour back on and do the 2 rows of the colour. And if you're in the USA, that's double crochets and single crochets. So a single crochet row and a double crochet row of your colour, then go back to 1 row of your double crochet in your white or whatever colour you're using. And you can do it just with 1 colour, just continue, chain 3 and continue. You can just do 1 chain as well. And that is how you make that little cloud 9 blanket. So I'm going to work some more of mine. I've got it upside down. And as you can see, it gives it that nice texture doing that small row and then the bigger row of the stitches. It's really pretty. It's really soft. This King Cole Cloud 9 yarn is so soft and it's pretty. So I did 8 sets. I did 8 sets of 14. And then I did say at the beginning, add 2, add 3, add 3 stitches. So because I had to wrangle my way into my end on that sample, you do your sets of 14, then add 3 stitches. Add 3 at the end. And you should have the right stitch count. But if you don't, you can either pick stitches out if you've got a little bit too many or add them in the way I showed you. Because keeping count of 14s and making sure you've got an even number of them, you might miss 1 or 2 stitches. But that is how you fix it, the way I showed you in the video. So I'm going to continue with this for another few days and get it big enough so that I can post this off to my friend who's having a new grandson. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.